Sometimes you can see him from the kitchen window, most commonly at sunset when the sun is soaked with dying blues and yellows that bleed into vibrant strawberry reds as the sun goes down. He's never come into the house. He's never toppled plates off a counter or appeared with a wild-eyed, toothy grin over your shoulder while you look in the mirror. He stays where he spent most of his days, in the fields. He plowed and harvested those fields for years. The fields were his home, not the house. Even as the soil got brittle and barren, unproductive and dry, he would tend them, day after day. As things got worse, drier, as the crop got thinner, he never gave up. He couldn't lose the land. He had to do something. At first, he tried dead bodies. He'd dig them up from the cemeteries in the surrounding counties, and in the same disintegrating barn my wife's too afraid to enter, he would grind the bodies into a paste and then spread the grim fertilizer over his acreage. It helped, but not enough. The ground bone was useful, but the formaldehyde was not, so he began to sneak into town. Armed with a shotgun and several lengths of rope, whole families would disappear, 10, before he was through. For efficiency's sake, he would lay them 9 feet apart and run over them with a plow to work them more effectively into the soil. They were bound and alive when he did it, gagged and screaming in vain. Lucky for my wife and I, his knot work failed him one day. He must have noticed one of his victims had gotten loose and fled for the police, because when they arrived, he had hung himself. They found him hanging from the old oak tree that overlooks the field, gently swaying in the late afternoon breeze, the blades of his plow still dripping with blood, the engine still idling. That's how we got the place so cheap. Got us out of the city. Some people are shocked we can live here, but it all works out. We're not farmers, so we have no intention of doing anything special with the land. We'll probably subdivide. Sure, you can see his ghost from time to time, and occasionally in certain light the field seems to pulsate with red, but as long as he stays dangling in his tree, it doesn't matter much to me.